Hey guys, and welcome back to The Reach with Samwell Tarly. We're now getting quite a bit older now, obviously 44 years old. Samwell's no longer a young lad. He's an older man, and obviously, you never know, soon in the future he could pass on at any time. This is kind of that age now where he could just, pass on at any time, so we need to start to think about that. My lord, I proof that Sir Theoden, one of your participants in the tournament, is cheating. But I can't imagine Sir Royan would lie about something this serious. So Ryan of the Sandship is saying that Theoden Garglin is cheating. We need more proof. We need more proof to be able to know. The tournament's over. It's now time to bask in the glory. Raymond Tyrell, even with gout. My lord, my daughter responded very well to tuition. She got 2 extra learning. Good job there. Even with her gonorrhea. She doesn't let her take her down, do you? Little Mina. She never lets it put her down. She always keeps pushing on. Now, Karena. What should we choose? We could choose for stewardship or with diplomacy. I guess diplomacy is slightly better, so we'll go with that for you. That's actually my half-sister. I always forget, yeah. I actually have sisters. I sometimes forget that. But yeah. Lord Paramount of the Reach, or Spy Master, was killed by armed thugs. Ooh dear. Poor Desmond Chester. Well, that is horrible. We'll have to choose a new one. New Spy Master. We'll go with Leo. We're not going to go with We're not going to go with Tyrell, are we? Ares Tarly? I mean, his father wasn't exactly someone who got along with us, but Arlen Fossaway? I think we'll go with Arlen Fossaway. Let's go with the Fossaway. The green apple Fossaway, not the red apples. I mean, red, green, they're both delicious. I'd love to know from you guys, what do you think's more delicious, green apples or red apples? Personally, for me, I guess that I generally prefer a red apple. I usually think they taste a little bit nicer. Under my guidance, my young sister is slowly mastering her art of swordsmanship. So there we go. She's pregnant with Mark's baby, but she's not letting it stop her from practicing, apparently. She's going to keep practicing her fighting skills, even if she's pregnant. It seems a little bit dangerous. And he could be the future lord of these lands. My half-sister's not been herself. She's got gonorrhea. Call for the physician. And the baby died a stillborn. That is a shame. Is that because of the gonorrhea? Was it the gonorrhea? Did your baby have gonorrhea? No, she did not. Okay, well that's good to know. Probably should try and get the alliances. Yes, I don't think I did that. There we go, perfect. So we now got alliances with the Tullys and the Aarons. Pretty good. Probably should start to think about my daughter. Who could I marry her to? I feel Dawn, the Fowler's a bit new here. The Lannisters seem a bit unstable. The Iron Isles are the Iron Isles, and the North is just... yeah, we don't want to touch that Andal mess up there. So I'm kind of waiting for the Storm. We're going to wait and see who is chosen to rule the Stormlands. I think maybe that could be a good choice for an alliance. But they had a son, Mace Tarly. Interesting. Like Mace Tyrell. Interesting choice, I guess. Probably not named for Mace. I would think. I don't think my brother got to know Mace at all. You would like me to support you? I'm going to decline for now. Not going to get involved in anything that's a bit sneaky at the moment. He's still not got married. And Coleo Targaryen is getting a little bit older. He's 15 now. He doesn't look like he's going to be a great king. He is gluttonous, greedy, and wrath. That does not seem like a good combination of traits. He's fashionable, which, yay, I guess, I'm fashionable. We'll probably get along quite well, discussing these things, but probably not good for the realm. But yeah, I'm going to wait for my daughter a little bit, see who gets named as the Lord of the Stormlands. If it takes a little bit too long, we'll marry her off to someone else. Ooh, she got skilled steward. Very good steward there. Could be good for him, because obviously he's not the best at being a steward. He's a bit like, he's kind of like me. He's kind of like a worse version of me. Yeah, like almost every trait is worse, or he's got the same intrigue as me. So overall, he's basically a slightly worse Samwell. But what is this? A commander? We accept, obviously. Samwell is not going to back down from a challenge. If he needs the fight, he's going to go off the fight. But there's not really been much war needed. It seems to be quite peaceful. Stefan seems to be able to control everyone. He's not really sick, even though he's not got married yet, so maybe he'll be okay. He's only 28. The tourney of cats seems a little bit of a small tournament. Yeah. Seems a little bit of a small tournament. I'm not sure. We just had a big tournament, you know. I don't think I need to go to that. Hornhill prospers there, which is what we like to see. Overall, things are too quiet. I feel like it's too quiet. Lower Crown Authority. That could be a thing. Would Samwell be one against Crown Authority? Maybe he might be thinking maybe the council should be more powerful. Seda drifts around, doing nothing productive and nothing interesting. If only she could get off her butt and be more ambitious. Lazy, good for nothing. Duh. I hereby invite you to the tourney of King's Land. Well, of course we'll come. Well, I just had my own tourney. Looks as though Stefan wants to outdo me. That son of a... It's fine, we'll go. Hopefully we can find honor and glory. Maybe my brother will also go join. The feasting has begun, and the endless courses of the king has ordered are impressing the guests. The pinnacle of these is an enormous pie, surmounted with smaller pies, forming a crown. The crust of the large pies are silvered all around, the gilt at the top. That is delicious. Pies for all. Got a few favours I could ask people. After arriving in King's Land, the first day of the tourney begins in earnest. You're tilted against many lesser knights throughout the day, and it looks as though we've made it to the next round. So Samwell is actually going to contest himself. He has won a small tournament before, so you never know. The tourney held announces the competition in the next joust. We've been drawn against Morgan Coldwin. Now, he's pretty good. He's pretty good, but I think Samwell's better. You know, we're a duelist. We've got Heartsbane. I'm not sure if Heartsbane will affect the tourney. I assume it does. Probably does. Steady. Oh, but it looks as though he got the best of me. Oh, dear. And I've been knocked off my horse. Well, you know, it's a grand tourney at King's Landing. There's going to be some great people here. There's always next time. That is a shame. Did hope we could have maybe given ourselves a bit more recognition there, but was it not meant to be? We've got a couple of things there. Nothing really standing out. Sir Gaiad Horp and Lionel Royce. Gaiad Horp won that round. Even though he's got cancer, he's sick, but he doesn't care. He's still coming out to fight. Whilst preparing for the tourney, a young peasant boy is taken to helping with your horse and armor. You're not quite sure where he came from and how he came to start helping you, but he seems an earnest lad and eager to help. Yeah, I think Samwell will take on this little boy. Renfred. Yeah. Force the train. Let's do it. And there we go. He got that. Good job, my boy. After many tilts, only 2 knights remained. The 2 knights were Gaiad Horp and the eventual winner, Kyle Yu. So lots of skilled fighters at this tournament. No real formidable fighters. As victor of the tourney, Sir Kyle has the honor of choosing the Queen of Beauty. He chose Maria Rivers. Okay, a crazy girl who's sick. Okay. She's the bastard daughter of Mordain Leicester, but no one knows her father, but she is a bastard. Probably Osmond Leicester then. Yeah. How is he related to that woman? Not sure how far back that goes. Okay, just seeing if I can... It doesn't look like they're that closely related. I was going to say that would be kind of odd. No wonder he kept it a secret, but it doesn't look like they are. So that seems fine to me. It was a fine competition. It was pretty good. I think my tourney was better. We had a Lord Commander come. You know, even in King's Landing, the Lord Commander didn't come, you know, even though he basically lives there. I mean, come on. Tch, he was probably tired from my tournament, to be honest. A party of soldiers flying the banner of Lord Raynar the Unchaste recently set up camp in the middle of a field belonging to the farmer in Horn Hill. Okay, well, this is a difficult one. I don't want to upset him, but then again, it probably was his people's fault. No one's responsible. Would I pay, though? I guess paying would be the best one. I think we'll go with that. We're going to be charitable. We're going to pay for it. We got a lot of money right now. My daughter, Arissa, the lunatic, she did not get her mother's hair. She got the Tarly hair, but yeah, definitely didn't get the looks of her sister, I would say. Yeah. Actually, their faces look very similar. Like, if you click it, look at their nose. Their nose and mouth does not change. They're exactly the same. I mean, they are sisters. But she has got, you know, some good learning, some good diplomacy, and she doesn't have an education trait just yet. So she could turn out to be okay. Offer to help with the liege's titles. Of course we will. My liege has agreed to give me the responsibility of handing out his recently acquired titles. Night Song, Storm's End, Dragonstone. Okay. Well then, Night Song. So we got down here, Night Song. Who should we give it to? Lord Canfa Ashford has the strongest claim. So one of my vassals I could give it to. And apparently he has the strongest claim, so in Samwell's mind, that seems like a win-win. Sir Roland Fall has a vague claim. So Roland Storm, the bastard son of Karen. Okay, so his claim obviously comes to the fact he's a bastard, but obviously because he's a bastard, technically he has no claim. So you could, that's why it's a vague claim. But obviously a very good man. He has a son. Kind of comes with the Fall family, apparently. And Sir Lennox Cox. So I could just give it to Cox because, you know, why not? Wouldn't be one of them. Give to Miles at the King's Gate. Yeah, I wouldn't give it to one of these two. It would have to be one of these two. And I feel like because he has if he has the strongest claim, it makes sense to give it to him. And he is my vassal after all. I'm sorry, Roland Storm. I'm sorry. We're going to give it to my vassal. There we go. There you go, Ashford. See, love me. Love me. I gave you land. Does he even know it was me? Granted a castle? Yeah, I think that is obviously what I just gave him then. Just making sure. They might say that obviously, they might counter as the king gave him the land, so he gains extra opinion of the king, but not me, which would be kind of silly. To assuage any doubts as my rightful claim to the High Lodge with the Golden Tooth, you're going to adopt the arms of the Lefford family. Okay, so your father was a Lannister. And your mother was the Lefford. Okay, so he's taken on the Lefford family. Some will doubt his legitimacy. You want to come work for me? No, we have countless courtiers. I don't need any. Unless he was, like, amazing, unless he was, like, ridiculously good, then I would consider it. You got to talk. Why is everyone... See, since I've had a tournament, everyone's having a tourney today. What is with you people? Come on. The Dothraki. Something must be done. I mean, that is a pretty big one. He does control most of the sea. You'd like me to support you. Damien the Evil. The Evil. Wow, I wonder what type of man he's like. That is not a good nickname to have. Especially being a descendant of Cersei Lannister. That's not a good combination. I mean, for someone who's read the books. Obviously, in this world, you know, Cersei didn't really gain that kind of reputation, but still, not good. I'm going to say decline. I don't think you'd get along well with Samwell Tarly. My personal opinion. But the Dothraki, see, that's a pretty big one. Are they doing anything with that? They're attacking Hesh. Okay. It's just, yeah, they're just attacking that. Okay. Nothing really important. As one of the first I sat on my horse and chased after the bandits who had stolen one of the valuable statues of the local sept. When I returned, exhausted and with filthy clothes, I was told the old septon had simply misplaced the statue. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wasting my time. How's my daughter? 18. We'll wait till she's 20. You know, I did say we'll wait a little bit. We'll wait till she's 20. They still haven't given away the Stormlands just yet. And how's my little man? How you doing? Raised to nobility? We won't raise you to nobility just yet. We'll keep you as you are. There's a tourney at Old Town. You know what? I'll come. There's been many tourneys in recent days, and I've not attended many of them. And we're in a time of peace. To get the spymaster position. Ah, okay, so she used the favor with the king to get back a position as the spymaster. Sneaky one this. I mean, she is known as the Spider. So, I mean, that's what you got to expect. Let's put some money into Hornhill. But things have been very peaceful. My ward is inquisitive and asks many questions. I think we've become friends. Okay, I'll win. So I didn't make it through, apparently. That's a shame. The first day's jousting in Lord Arthur's tourney is complete, with many lesser riders having already been eliminated from the competition. This should be good. Let's have a quick look. Arlen Fossaway. Walden Osgray's there. Richard, I guess, yeah, it'd be Richard Florent. Alistair Flowers. Any particular ones that I recognize? Ben Tyrell. Interesting, I don't think I met many Bens in the Reach. Aries Tarly is here. Really? Too bad. I would like to have seen my brother against him. That is big. That is let's make a castle town. Obviously, you know, we want to make this into a bigger place, but the king is dead. How? Suspicious circumstances. Well, throughout all this peace, something has been. You know what? Isn't it interesting how this woman is known for her sneakiness? She kept trying to get me to, you know, do stuff for her. She kept wanting my, you know, help. And then she gets kicked out as Spymaster, forces her way back into being Spymaster, and then the king suddenly dies. And she's a very good Spymaster. You'd think she'd discover it. I have a feeling he might have been betrayed. I get a sneaking suspicion. Who's your husband? He's also a Tarth. Okay. Your parents, Brienne. Her mother was Brienne of Tarth. That is kind of cool. Well, she's definitely, I mean, she is strong. Her father was Devon Lingrave. But yeah, that seems very suspicious. No kids, he didn't get married. And so we have a new king. Coleo Targaryen at 17 years old. He's kind of been thrown in this position. He thought maybe he'd never get this chance. Obviously his father, Aemon the Pentoshi, things did not go as he would have planned. Went to the wall in the end, died attending to his chamber business. Didn't go as planned for him, but his son has now found himself upon the Iron Throne because there was no other choice. It's not because he was the one people wanted. There was literally no other choice. The Baratheons had died out. Wow, Robert must be kind of upset. And he's a Roller worshipper, and he's a Pentoshi. Now, Viserys is still alive, and he has faith for the Seven. He's High Valyrian, but he's 51. So he really needs to, you know... We got the dragon flowers. His wife's not pregnant. She's 23. She could still have kids, so the dragon flowers could continue. Yeah, but this is a problem. And Viserys, yeah, because she's a bastard, they technically are not in line. So this could just lead to chaos, you know, if he dies without any kids. I guess Samwell would say long to the kid. He has nothing against the Targaryens, but there's no Baratheon left. So, yeah, I guess. Here we go. We have a new king. Okay. Does he have the Stormlands still? He does still have the Stormlands. Okay. I was at the tournament, and though I did not have an opportunity to distinguish myself in the melee, I was sitting around and listening to two knights plot together to advantage themselves in the next bout. I offered some advice. How was I supposed to know? Oops. Silly Billy, Samwell. Okay. Mark Redwine did good job in his tournament. What just moved there? Not sure. You would like me to help you. Godric Langwood. I'm going to decline. After many tilts, only 2 knights remained. Raymond Grimm, who's a formidable fighter, but Mark Redwine managed to come out on top against him. Good for him. The brother of Horace, actually. Okay, he didn't give the land to Hobber, sadly. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, who's he going to give that to? What is going to be the future of these lands with a Targaryen in charge that no one put on there, and a lot of people probably aren't going to like? You should be happy to know that I, King Collio, will be holding a coronation ceremony in the Red Temple of the Lord of Light in my honor with the blessing of Bayern. You received the honor to be invited to attend the ceremony. I mean, I'm happy to be invited. I'm sure Samwell, it's a high honor. I will attend. But what will Samwell think? I don't think Samwell will be particularly zealous. So the religious stuff and the culture stuff is not going to be the biggest deal breaker for him, I feel like. He knows his father, he serves, a good king. If he's a good king, he's a good man, Samwell will have no problem with him. It's just if he turns out to be despicable like that Willis Tyrell. His name. We spit upon that name. The council has been convened to vote on a dispute that has arisen between 2 vassals of the king. Lord Beric Dondarrion has been accused of invading Lord Rickard Selmy's lands in the contravention of the king's peace. I said the aggression must stop, yes. The council voted in favour. Okay. It was a fine competition. Yet Blackhaven does seem to have gotten a lot of land. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, he seems to be... Oh, okay. Okay, straight away. So he's literally been crowned. The feast was great, but I couldn't stand King Collio's irritating voice for more than a couple of hours. So I excused myself, grabbed a couple of bottles of Reachman Red, and headed for a quiet corner. Someone else had the same thoughts. Septon Richard. So apparently Samwell is not fond of his voice. Yes, of his voice. Okay, but what is this? What is the war? 2 wars. Okay. Lord Paramount Rhaemar of the North and second war against the tyranny of the king. So the Northman, who is actually... Are they cousins? Yeah. They'd technically be cousins. So the North is attacking him with the help of just himself. He's just on his own. 10,000 men. Interesting choice. I'm surprised he did that. But yeah, so he's now attacked him. And what about the Lannisters? Against the tyranny. So the Westerlands is not happy about this. They do not like the fact that he's a Roller worshipper. That, he is Pentoshi. He seems too much like a foreigner. They would rather have Viserys. Because Viserys, obviously, would be the next one most likely if he was forced off. And Viserys is faithful to the Seven. He's closer. He's been away for a long time. But he was born here. At least he was born here. He grew up here, that sort of thing. So we've got the Westerlands, Rosby, Kingsguard, a lot of minor people. A lot of people from the Stormlands. So basically the whole Stormlands. And the Trident. But then the Vale and a few people from the Westerlands have gone with the king. This is a tough one. Dawn is forced to follow the king. The Stormlands have basically gone with the Westerlands. The Trident has gone with the Westerlands. The Vale is defending the king. And what about the Iron Isles? They're doing nothing. Of course they are. You'd think this would be a perfect time, so who do we take the side of? Who does Samwell support? Well, technically, I think he might support the king. Because Collio is the king. He's the next one in line. He should be the king. Viserys, is old. He's been away for a long time as well. He'd support the king. He doesn't like him very much, but I think he'll support him. He's done nothing wrong to us. He should be given a chance at least to see what he can do. So I think Samwell would not... Yeah. It's a tough one for me. Oh, she got Graham, and she's actually very good at diplomacy. Yeah, much better than her sister turned out. I think we'd go to Targaryen. Or, now's the time to break free. We could actually do that. We'll not concern ourselves for now. I don't think Samwell could do that. I don't think, our father would never want us to sit back and just, let things happen, would he? Diligent, brave, honest. Yeah, we gotta be honest. I'll defend my liege. It's my duty. The rebels' cause is not just. This guy's just sat on the throne. He's just been crowned the king, and they rebel straight away. Like, instantly they rebel. I don't think Samwell has any reason to go against the king, so I'm going to back the king, and that might be what edges it towards the king's side, I think, because really, he is probably quite even, and now that I've taken the king's side, it's probably swayed towards the king. But look, this is being headed by Damien the Evil Lannister. Neither side looks good here. Neither side looks good, but there we go. Civil war has erupted. The king died, and even though we had peace when he was alive, as soon as he died and we got a new king, rebellion has erupted. Is this Viserys' chance? This could be his last chance to become king. He's 51 years old. Look at him. He's an old, old man. Could this be his one chance if I destroyed it? We'll have to wait and see, and I'll see you then.